Hi everyone, this is Ads, one half of 1240 Creations, bringing you our first streaming show or recorded show, and so you'll have to forgive us because we're old and we've never done this kind of nonsense before.
Yeah, and I'm Steve, the other half of 1240 Creations. We put MUW together.
Yeah.
And we tried to do this show, and then we realised that the sound hadn't done anything, so we decided we were just going to chat some crap over the top and hopefully bring you something interesting. So this is our first matchup for the what was it you called it? It's not the hardcore.
No, Brass Knuckles, the Brass Knuckles Championship, which is a bit of a throwback to like the 70s and 80s classic wrestling, and I think in Japan they had Brass Knuckles Championship.
It's sort of what we're doing with MUW in general, isn't it?
Yeah, it's hardcore before hardcore. Plus, it's something different as well. It's different on the years. People, I think, over the years have got fed up of hearing the words hardcore and extreme rules and stuff. So it just gives you something a bit different.
So in this one we got two guys who are from the old WCW NWO games. If I'm not wrong, Putsch and Blackheart were both on World Tour.
That is, yes.
Yeah.
So the old Aki games for the Nintendo 64, Blackheart and Putsch Decker, who were basically
Tarzan Goto and Anita.
Yeah, that's it, and Hardcore Legend and Anita. So if you're a big fan of those games and played those games, then obviously you'll know that those characters were all inspired by them. And then we've got some original guys too. So we have Road Rash, Jimmy Reeves. He's the big biker-looking dude.
Facially and the look kind of based off the guy whose name I forget in Bloodsport.
I think his name's Jackson. So yeah,
there's him. And then the other guy, I just had the name for ages, Clinton Hatcher. And thinking about it after a little while, to me it just sounded like a hunter. So he's kind of a grey-haired. The look was kind of the guy from Jumanji, but I wanted to have a bit of a Craven the Hunter feel. But I just thought the name was cool, Clinton Hatcher.
Yeah, so that's pretty much him in a nutshell. His gimmick is pretty much he's a big game hunter, and he's in the wrestling world where the other dudes are his big game. So,
and the trophies he's after is gold. We've got weaponry going on. We've got the ladder bridge. That's nice. I do wish they'd had a few more animations though. Why have they taken out the power bomb over the top rope to it as well?
Yeah, some of these things are. We've been playing this game pretty much. We have since the day of release, but it's every week we keep discovering things that they seem to have removed that we have no idea why. But I'm sure you guys that are playing the games at home, you're probably exactly the same, and it's quite frustrating because some of the features were cool. It's like, why'd you take them out?
I know you're not overly looking forward to the AEW game. I don't think I'm probably going to buy it, but looking at some of the stuff they're doing in it, I really hope it does well, because it should inspire these guys to do more.
I was going to say, that harkens back to the 90s, where WWE's wrestling games during the 90s were just starting to drop off. And WCW had a good little spell of games. They had
the Aki games again.
They had a few on the PlayStation, and then the 64 games. I mean, they're still just as popular. In this day and age, the cult value, and the fact that people are modding them and stuff just to keep the game alive, keep the game fresh.
Also, on that note, in 2K20, I think was the first one I made all the Aki guys. The feedback from it and the amount of people that are like, oh my god, I love this, I played this as a kid, blah blah blah, and people downloading a whole bunch of them for the World Tour and Revenge as well. The feedback I've had off it just shows how much love there is still for those two games that are like, 20 plus years old.
Yeah, in those late 90s, so
I think
Revenge
was 98, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so, and we didn't know as much about some of those what we would refer to as comedy characters, but years later we certainly do now. But again, some of these characters have stayed with us our entire time. I mean, later on you'll see Date Ken, who was
he was a goof.
He's a comedy legend from back then, and we 20 odd years later, we still haven't figured out what Date Ken's all about. Is he a fitness
The,
instructor? What is it?
The cartoon hammer.
He only had one
mallet. That was what
he only had one weapon when you got it out, and it was a comedy hammer. No one. You could look it up on the internet. If you get any details about Date Ken, please leave a comment and enlighten us, because we are still 25 years later none the wiser.
He was based off Anita as well, which is really weird. You look at Puchtek and then you look at Date Ken. How are they both based off the same dude?
I mean, I get Dr. Frank. Dr. Frank is a Keratawe who's like 6'6" or something, and he's like he's not particularly mobile. He's a big lumbering type. He used the giant swing, and it was like, okay, I get it. He's a kind of a Frankenstein character, but Date Ken, no.
Well, there was a couple of other really obvious ones. Saladin, obviously being Abdullah, and Hannibal and Hanzomon both being Hayabusa.
Yeah.
But again, you can kind of see Hannibal, Hanzomon, Hayabusa, that kind of works, but Date Ken and Puchteka both being based off the same guy, it just baffles. But then you got the same with...
but they're not in the same game, though.
I know, but if you're looking to be inspired by a real person for a character, how do you go to total differences of Puchteka and Date Ken? Same with Blackheart. You mentioned he's Tarzan Goto. So is Ming Chi.
Again, yeah.
Two very, very different characters again. But, anywho, we've got Reeves over there. He's messing Puchteka up. I think he was aiming for the stairs there and missed. We've got Blackheart trying to choke out Clinton Hatcher.
I think...
steps to the mush.
Yeah, I think definitely they need to improve the animations with regards to with the weaponry, etc, because like I said, that's great, you can prop up a ladder on the outside, but it's like they're handicapping you with the amount of stuff that you can do with it.
Yeah.
It's like
I used to love, I'm sure it was on only the last game, where you just powerbomb someone out the ring through the ladder, and now you can't even do that. But I mean, I remember games back, I think it was when it was still THQ doing the WWE games, you could, like, if you German suplex someone and you were stood next to the rope, you'd actually throw them over the rope and out the ring. Bring that stuff back.
Let's see. Oh, someone's going up, and they're set up on the ladder.
Blackheart going to put Reeve through. There he goes.
And we got flaming table on the other side.
The flames, the lighting they've done on the flames in this one is awesome, because you didn't have that in the last game, where you can see it on Hatcher there. The lighting effects are so much improved on this one.
Yeah, I mean, we're not gonna crap on the game. I mean, I had reservations going into this version of the game, but there are improvements. So there are things they took away, and there's things we can still do better. I mean, nothing's ever perfect, but there are definitely improvements in the game. I mean, the faces this year are probably
game changer.
They're some of the best they've ever had. I mean, we've tried to replicate characters from last year into this game, and they're like two different guys, and it's like, but still, this year's guys are like better looking than last year's guys. So I'm not sure how that one works out. Oh, and
Butch getting the business there.
Meanwhile, Hatcher's got some steel and it looks like we're setting up another ladder bridge. No, okay.
I do think this one's been a lot less buggy than 20. I know some people online are still complaining about glitches and stuff, but I've not had any.
I mean, I have a few complaints, but again, it's just small potatoes, really. Things like images that disappear and then reappear again.
Yeah, that was one of the updates.
I keep getting that all the time, where a boot logo will disappear, but it's still there, or it's like it's embossed, so it's like transparent, so it's still there, but it's not. But like I said, it's really not worth going on a forum and having a whinge about. So
I've got to say as well, I think on this game I've had some of the best matches against the computer that I've ever had.
Yeah, it's remarkable actually. I've had the same thing where just doing test runs with created characters, just really going in with no expectations, just testing out movesets, and then I've ended up having a 10-minute match that was thoroughly enjoyable, and again I was just completely surprised. So that's great, because I think really the last few games, that's probably the thing I've done the least.
Black got some trouble.
Nope, you can't go over the top rope. Sorry.
Oh yeah, we've just been talking about that.
You know, I've spent most of my time in the game really just doing creative stuff and not actually playing the game. You know,
yeah, same.
Just really making stuff for other people, and it's you know, now we're trying to get back to the reasons we started in the first place was to have an enjoyable experience.
That's kind of just how 1240 Creations came about, when we sort of put our heads together and thought we can do stuff better as a team than we can solo. Because like I'll make a character and send him to you for you to do some stuff on the attire, especially the boots. We'll see some awesome boots later when we see like Rex McCoy and Happy Trails. You figured out how to do them cowboy boots beautifully, and vice versa.
Yeah, getting a lot of feedback on it. Just yeah, we're grateful for some of the buzz that we're getting out there on the social media platforms and Reddit and whatnot. People are saying, this is an interesting dude. We're going to download it. I mean, between the two of us, I think we're getting close to somewhere near like 8,000 downloads or somewhere in that. 7.6,
I think.
And we're really blown away by those numbers, because we didn't think anybody was going to really be that into it.
And we're not the top creators. There's guys you hear about all the time via Twitter and Reddit and whatnot who people are always like, I mean, what's the status? The stuff he does with unlocking the game files and releasing those characters, we're not anyone like that. We're just, we're going to win over Blackheart.
And he is going to be the inaugural Brass Knuckles champion. Oh, we're waffling so much that we've
gone through a whole match.
Yeah, we went through a whole match already.
Well, we're going to go back to Howlin' J. Hauser and Hank Hatfield for just a little bit of introduction to the next match for you, and we'll scratch you in a minute. Okay, we're back. I'm going to just apologise. The little interview bits there, they're maybe a little short for you to read everything that's going on, but you've got the pause button.
Yep.
Like we said, this is our first crack at this, so we'll improve on things like that. I think that's a cool way of doing it, so we'll keep that going.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we've never done anything like this before. I mean, we're old school. We've come from the days of using e-feds and stuff like that.
Paper and pen.
So building stuff and putting it up on YouTube and stuff is really a mystery to us.
But the images you got there, the backgrounds, that's all ads. He's done all of those to make it look like, we've got an interview area here at the county fair.
Yeah, I mean, as you can see in the backgrounds, we've recently discovered this nifty little trick to so you can put images into the background so they look like a real three-dimensional background.
I really wish I could remember the guy who put this up. I really can't. But if you guys like it and you want to use it, if you go on Community Creations, under Arenas, just literally look for the tag background, and you'll find some of these. You'll even find this one. I think I uploaded this one. And all it is it's the Titantron has been moved to the side, so you put an image on it, and as long as you don't change that will stay there. That's one of the reasons we haven't got any entrances on this video, is because we didn't want to change anything on the stage. But we got Happy Trails here and Dashing Bobby Cash, which is two of Ad's creations. So where did these two come from?
I mean, where MUW started, we were looking really to have guys that were inspired by some of the old wrestlers from yesteryear, and because it was kind of inadvertently really that we ended up with it being mid south, that part of the country. I mean, you had this MUW thing that you were stuck with, and you weren't you weren't letting it go. You were like, I'm having MUW.
It started because I put up Jimmy Reeve and Cutthroat on Community Creations, and what I wanted to do was put a little bit of backstory in the descriptions. And I mentioned that they entered a tournament for anyone to enter for a company called MUW. I didn't know what it meant. At the time, it was Made Up Wrestling. And so then when it sort of got some traction, I thought, well, it's going to actually have to mean something and be something. So we had a chat, and we ended up with Mid-South United Wrestling.
Yeah. So obviously we figured that as it was a sort of southernish sort of wrestling promotion, we figured that we needed characters that were really a sort of a callback to that era. I mean, to be honest, you're gonna be looking at this right now thinking, well, that's Dusty Rhodes and Ric Flair. I mean, but yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Well, Happy is a lot more Dusty Rhodes than Bobby is Ric Flair, though, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, Ric Flair, he's got a bit of Ric Flair. He's got a bit of Stan Lane, Midnight Express kind of thing going on there. I mean, he's in a lot better shape than Ric Flair is, whereas Happy Trails really is. He's pretty much lifted from Dusty Rhodes. As you can see, he's got some of those old-timey Eagle cowboy boots,
yeah, those boots
which used to be in the game, and then they removed them. Obviously, because Dusty's not in this game, is it?
No.
So where they've removed Dusty from the game, they've actually removed.
Which is annoying.
I think they've left his polka dots in, but they've taken his boots out. So I had to do a lot of scouring of the creations thing to try and find the best quality thing, and then realised I couldn't edit them. So I had to do some shuffling around.
And when you did find one you could edit, you couldn't get them lined up. He sat there for like 4 hours trying to sort this out, and then finally he went home and he was like, I've done it.
So now I've got this template system set up, so I can now make these old Western cowboy boots in pretty much any colour or pattern or design that you want. So I do believe there was a guy on Reddit or somewhere that wanted some black and white ones.
It was the Barry Windham.
Yeah, that was it. He wanted some black and white ones. He couldn't get them anywhere, so I just knocked them up and just threw them on a little quick creation for him, just so he could use it. But it's little things like that. It's frustrating that when they take something, a cool thing, a cool item of clothing and whatnot that you use, and it's like, what am I supposed to use instead?
Yeah. There's the Bo Dallas boots that look kind of similar, but they're just not the same. But don't worry, we've still got that stupid dog head that we can use. They'll leave that in, but they'll take out good stuff.
Yeah, and those giant baby heads and things like that.
Baby.
Or if you want to make it dude look like a Power Ranger, that's cool.
Hey, that worked out all right for me making Aki Man and THQ Man.
This is the first encounter with these two here. I think you're gonna, if you tune in the future, you're gonna probably be seeing these guys quite frequently. Happy Trails again, like I say, he's based.
Happy's one of your favourites.
Yeah,
you made,
he's based off of Dusty Rhodes, so he's gonna be, one of the fan favourites.
What I do think is interesting is when we were first sort of discussing us having our MUW universe, because that's what this is. This isn't just it's not an AI versus AI league. This is me and Ant actually playing the matches.
Yep.
Because it's our universe that we're enjoying.
Yep.
We initially said that Rex McCoy, who was our champ, was going to be feuding with Happy Trails, but then Happy Trails we couldn't get a win for him. So he's sort of that never happened. It's funny how things turn out. And then Rex lost the title as well.
Yeah, that's the beauty of this game. It's like we're having such a good time playing these matches that we're not really fussed about how the results pan out.
Yeah, we're not actually booking these matches. We are legitimately playing these against each other.
And then we're booking them based on the results, and then like I said, we'll see what happens.
Do you remember who playing this one?
Yeah, I was Happy Trails.
You were happy.
Yeah, because every time I play Happy Trails, I can't buy a win, so I'm not entirely sure why he seems to be unlucky. He should be called Unlucky Trails or something.
Yeah. It's always fun as well when we go through a couple of different names. I can't remember what we actually had for Happy before that. There was a couple of different things we went through, but none of them stuck, and then you came up with, was it Hank Happy Trails? And then we realised we already had Hank Hatfield.
That's it.
So we just stuck.
Yeah, I mean, again, Dusty Rhodes. We wanted something that was going to be, cheesy and obvious, like Dusty Rhodes. So I was like,
I think it was like Sandy Fields or something. Sandy.
And then obviously Happy Trails is a Western expression. So it was just like trails, roads. It's like it all came together.
Yeah, it all works. It's been good fun putting this all together.
And like we said, these, it's completely unscripted. If somebody wins, then somebody wins. And whoa!
I still don't think he needs a famous one. I remember us playing this. We go, "What the hell was that? Why has he got a famous one?"
He got a big leg. He got a big butt.
He got a big height to jump.
The Smoking Guns used to use it. I just figured I'd give him a cowboy move.
Yeah, I think if you look at the Smoking Guns and Happy Trails, you're going to see a bit of a difference there.
Hey, Dusty Rhodes could do a drop kick.
Right. So could Big Show. He ain't dropping no damn famous up. Oh dear.
Oh, well, it looks like we're heading for a finish, perhaps. Heading with the old Bionic
Could it
elbow.
be Dusty's? Happy's time?
2.
I think maybe when we're playing these, we need to. Is there a way we can turn off the comeback? Not the comeback. The
kick out bar.
No, not the bar. The one where you're out and you use your Y. I don't know what it's called now. Don't look at me blank.
The instant reversal thing.
That as well, because that's really annoying. The instant recovery, you hit a finisher, hit instant recovery, and up you jump. It's one of the comebacks.
Instant revival.
Revival. Is it revival? Whatever it is. That thing that I think I just used there to kick out.
Yeah.
We should probably turn that off. It's not very realistic.
Yeah, I don't know if there is. Is there a way to turn off these little help bar things?
Well, the comeback, we just make sure no one's got that as a comeback.
Right.
You can change it to like low blows and running and stuff like that.
Ooh.
You'd love seeing stuff on the apron, don't you?
I can't be dealing with this apron nonsense. Every time I see someone in real life get dropped in the apron.
Is it because it's the hardest part of the ring?
Commentators go on about it all the time, but watching Kevin Steen or Kevin Owens, if you know him as that, power bombing people on ring aprons, and some of the indie guys.
Cash is up to no good.
Oh, he's taken the old
turnbuckles. He made 2 withdrawals there. Withdrawals of turnbuckles.
Oh no,
the ref's not having it.
Ref's not having it.
Oh, and look at this. The face uses the exposed buckle.
That's a turnabout. Is fair play.
He didn't even know the buckle had been taken off.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I was not paying attention at the time. Oh,
his ref's pissed.
I do find it interesting that they, so I'm all about fairness, but they do. If you let the females referee these men's matches, and
come on, that's a long leg. That's got to be under the bomb rope.
Yeah, that does look.
Should have gone to spectators.
Oh, cheeky roll up. 2.
He's getting some cheeky roll ups there.
Oh, and there's another big long clothesline there.
That slow motion arm. I think we need to change that. It really bothers me. Just running from 6 miles away with your arms stuck out.
Telegraphed it.
And yeah, it's so hard to reverse. You don't know where that reverse button comes up.
Some of these moves in this game, you just get so annoyed when you're just like, oh, you've done it to me again.
Yeah. Ad's got this really annoying thing where if we're playing, I go to grapple and I do an X move. Every single time he reverses an X move.
I don't know. I guess it's just timing, really.
Yeah, but you never seem to do it on Y. You're always on the X.
Well, that's because you're always doing the X.
Well, no, I've stopped doing the X. I'm just going to do the Y because you never reverse it.
Oh, another cover. That's moving pretty. Ah,
that was luck. That was pure luck. No judgment on that one at all.
There's a reversal.
Who is your favourite character you made?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, the thing is I like Chip McCoy, but Chip McCoy, we both had a hand in it. I mean, you made the original mock-up of it, and I really just cleaned up his face and just jazzed up his boots, but and put the logos on there. But you made a rudimentary thing. You put the blue tights on and everything, and it was just like, huh. Sometimes these, it's great when these things just happen.
Well, that's what you and me have always been good at, though, is like the collaboration. We both have good ideas, but when we collaborate, they just come up even better. For those who don't know us, which probably is most of you listening, we used to actually wrestle in a company, and we ran it for a lot of the time, wrote the storylines, and the collaborative stuff that we came up with was so much better than when we did it solo.
Yeah, we run a little local independent promotion here in the south of England, and it ran for quite a few years, and we put a lot of our time and energy and our own money into it. I mean, again, we were legends in our own lunchtime, and but yeah, we did pretty much everything for it.
I think there needs to be a line in a Happy Trails promo. It sounds just right.
He's more like a legend in a lunch line.
Oh, sneaky. 1, that's a handful of tights. 2, 3, Happy still can't get a win.
Can't buy a win, mate.
Oh, and look at dashing slide out straight away.
It's gonna be a happy day for me, no pun intended, the day that Happy Trails finally gets a win, because I tell you, and that's great, the fact that the AI puts in that I just got gypped it animation.
Here we go. This is the guy we were talking about earlier, Date Ken. In the original, he had just a white t-shirt, a headband. He's going out for a...
And he had those baggy pink trousers.
Oh, he's just doing a bit more warm-up there.
Date Ken, the inspiration for Date Ken here is based off of the original character, but our Date Ken is...
Bit Mr. Motivator in
Yeah, that's it. And for any people from overseas that aren't familiar with Mr. Motivator, he was a fitness guru back in the 80s and 90s here in the UK.
Look at the size of this guy made, though.
Yeah.
Shaka Shenzi.
Shaka Shenzi, I made him last year. I had a universe mode, and I was trying to make characters, retro-inspired characters for. I was running a strong style Japanese promotion, and I had guys that were based on like some of those throwback people like Stan Hansen, and obviously Shaka Shenzi was obviously Kamala, but he was
You
like,
don't say.
but he was like Kamala on steroids. And
And I don't think Kamala was like 6'6" or whatever this dude
I think
is.
I think he's like 6'8" or 6'9".
He is a monster.
Yeah, so I put this year's Shaka Shenzi together, and I was even happier than last year's.
It's really cool. I love the face. I love the face paint.
I'm
going into the beard as well.
I'm especially proud of this one this year. I'm a little bit gutted that not enough people are really downloading him, but if anybody wants to download him a little bit, that's great.
Where's he going?
Where is he going?
Why have you got a 444 pounder that can jump off the top rope? Oh, that's a broken sacroiliac.
Oh,
this is the most brutal brutal move in the game.
Yeah, they brought this in.
This is beautiful.
Yeah, we discovered that move
This was
recently.
in the Steiner pack, I think it was.
I've never seen anyone use it in real life, and quite frankly, I don't know if I want to.
Yeah, no, it's very Brock Lesnar move. You suggested that we teamed Shenzi up with Hatcher.
Yes.
What was you thinking there?
So Hatcher. So obviously, we had Hatcher, and I got Shenzi, and then obviously Hatcher's a trophy hunter. So I figured he spent some time on the old Dark Continent. So why don't we use Shenzi as his hired gun or his savage for hire? So we got this running joke where about the language. There's a language barrier there. Unfortunately, Hatcher doesn't speak Kongian, as he calls it. I don't know if anybody speaks Kongian really in MUW, but they seem to have this relationship where Hatcher gets him to do his dirty work, and possibly
Well, you got to wonder how long a big savage like this is going to be taking orders.
That's it. But right now, you could call him his meal ticket.
And we here at MUW do not condone cannibalism.
Yes, as Hank Hatfield has already made you aware, we do not condone cannibalism. But and look at that, he's firing up. Dave Ken's trying to make a comeback here.
I honestly, when we did this match, because again, me and Ed's are playing this like a week or so ago, I was Dave Ken, and I just thought I was just going to get an absolute paste in here, but I managed to get a little bit of offense in. I think at some point I actually managed to get a finisher in. It was a much better match than I expected. I thought it was going to be a total whitewash.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting when we start putting Shinji against some of our bigger dudes, and we have got some big dudes in the roster.
That's it. This was kind of, we were doing Shenzi's debut, and who does a big guy usually debut against? Some little jobber. Not to say Dave Ken's necessarily a jobber, because he is a former television champion.
And he is he's quite beloved, actually.
Yeah, it's weird. I never liked him on previous games. Like, I never really played with him in Revenge.
Yeah.
I made him on 20 and 22, and I actually deleted him because I never played him. But I always thought he looked like a gym instructor, so in this one I just leant into it, and I absolutely love him.
Speaking of leaning into it, he's just leaned right into his
was
going up again.
There's a whole lot of ass to face.
No, that's a no sell.
He really needs to stay on the ground. He's doing fine when his feet are on the floor.
He doesn't stay on the ground long enough. Oh, here we go. We've got a little comeback going there.
I think they're both busting now, aren't they?
Dave Ken's just checking his pulse.
He's got to keep the heart rate up. I'm sure his heart rate's up.
And that's the that's the finish.
That's a big kick out bar though.
No, still got plenty of gas left in. Plenty of gas left in the tan. It's just a mugging, really. It's just getting run over by a truck. It's gonna be.
When we're at that angle, you can't even see Dave Ken.
I remember
now. Reverse though.
I remember you saying you couldn't see him from me.
How am I supposed to fight when I can't even see myself?
He's eclipsing his opponent.
He's saying, "Come on, get up."
The crowd seem to be into it.
Nope. Twisting off the middle rope. Oh, he's rolling out. That's probably his. It's good that Hatcher hasn't been involved yet.
Yeah, he's letting him. To be honest, I don't really think that he's going to need Hatcher to do anything when you're this big.
Yeah, but when you're a heel, your manager still gets involved.
I felt bad for that ref.
Well, even if it was a muscly dude, I don't think they're going to go over and tell Shenzi, no, don't do that.
No, because there'll be two people who might be eating after the match.
And where did Shaka Shenzi come from, the name?
I'm not even entirely sure. We were just throwing some things around. I think we've just sort of
Kongian Spike.
Yeah. We're looking for some African names. I think you brought up Shenzi from the Lion King.
I looked up what it meant. I can't remember now. I think it did mean like warrior or something. But yeah, where was I going? There was something I was going to say. Oh, the reason I ask is because the bit that always interests me, especially with like creating characters and whatnot, is what the catalyst is, what the idea of where it starts from and why. So you said it was obviously Kamala, and then you were after names. But yeah, Shenzi from the Lion King of all places, and you've got this monster.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes things just literally come to you, and sometimes we literally have to trudge the old internet to try and find things that sound cool, really.
I mean, there's a guy we made. He's not on this show, but he's part of a tag team, and he's an America-loving Indian, or Native American, I should say. And for ages, we were trying to come up with a name for him. For a little while, he was literally just known as Navajo Joe.
Yeah, in fact, if we hadn't come out with a name, I think he would have ended up being Navajo Joe, but we
what was it he ended up as?
Chayton Proudfeather.
Chayton Proudfeather. Where did Chayton come from? Because you came up with that bit.
Yeah, he is getting into that. Sorry, he is interfering.
That's what you have a manager for.
Yeah. Chayton, you can look it up because I didn't do my homework and didn't have it written down, but it's a Native American name. It sounded cool. There's not, it's original sounding. It doesn't sound like there's anybody else out there called that. Oh,
I think you initially said Chayton Eagle Feather, and I wanted it to have proud in there because the idea was, although he's when you see him, you'll see what we mean. He's dressed in an American get-up with the stars and the stripes, but he's still proud of being a Native American, and I wanted to try and get that across, because there is obviously the whole issue between modern Americans and Native Americans, and I wanted it to be a balance of the two. He is proud to be an American, but he is still proud of his roots, so having proud in the name for me just worked.
Oh my god, he just tried to bite his face off.
Hey, he was warned that Shaka's hungry.
And he still took the match. I don't think Dane Kent's got much left in the tank. I think, and a bell clap there.
Oh god, you and that damn bell clap.
I think this really could be the get. Oh, there's the Kongian death grip. The Kongian death grip. The Kongian death grip, and that's it. Stick a fork in him, he's done. No pun intended.
Don't encourage him. Yeah, he did get busted open though. Even the big guys, they still bleed. And he's going a bit mad there. No, good match. I enjoyed that one. It's good fun. Here we go. Tag team titles on the line. Our inaugural champions, the Red Army, creation of yours, versus the Rock and Roll Revival. So Red Army, where's their inspiration?
So 2 games ago, when 2K had the Southpaw Regional Wrestling DLC. Obviously the characters were real WWE superstars playing like comedy throwback characters. So that entire year I used the pre-existing WWE characters and gave them all retro common gimmicks. So and obviously
that's really your sort of oeuvre, isn't it? That sort of era of wrestling.
Yeah, and obviously during the 80s, some of the biggest heels of that time were foreign heels, and the Russians were right at the top there. So the Koloffs, and then the WWE and the Bolsheviks. So I had, if I remember correctly, I had Cesaro and Brock Lesnar, because I needed guys that were legitimate
guys
wrestlers.
that look like Ivan Drago.
Yeah, guys that, and again, guys that looked like they were evil heels, evil foreign heels, plus also they had legitimate bodies and like legitimate wrestling skills. So yeah, they were the Red, and the Red Army just happened to be an in-game commentary name, and I was like, great. So I just recycled the names. So like I said, there's very limited options for Russian names in the game, and it just, like I said, the rest is history. So this year I figured, right, okay, we need a foreign menace tag team. Try to make them, and they're like, and again, they're not so much a throwback team, because obviously those Russian teams from the back end, they weren't all muscular, super muscular. I mean, Nikita Koloff was, but these guys are legit. They're Kurt Angle, Chad Gable.
I was going to say you got these guys as like Olympians.
Yeah, so they've got a lot of inspiration from Kurt and Brock and Chad Gable and people like that. Hence the singlets and and they've got a lot of suplexes and things like that.
Do you know the one thing that makes me fear them? They're not wearing knee pads. It always bothers me. It just looks like they're just nastier guys.
Yeah, that's so people that don't wrestle with knee pads on, you have to take them a little bit more seriously.
Because
from our previous experience in the wrestling ring, don't not wear knee pads. You wear knee pads, because one of us here has actually had a serious injury, and just when you hit that canvas,
and I did wear knee pads.
You hit that canvas.
Oh, that's standing belly to belly.
Even with a knee pad on and the padding in the ring, it still hurts.
Yeah.
And the knee it's one of those things that takes ages to heal. So really, don't do yourself a favour. And if you ever start training to wrestle, please wear knee pads.
So across the other side of the ring, we got a tag team that's blatantly based off the Godwins. The Rockers, obviously, Sean and Marty. Last year, I made Rock and Robbie Retro.
And he was quite a popular deal. People
a good few downloads on him. I made him to team up with the Boogeyman Casey Sunshine as the Nostalgia Knights, but this year I just decided, we need a proper Rockers style tag team. So we got Nikki Nostalgia and Rock and Robbie Retro, and the Rock and Roll Revival. And
they're a team that I think is adds a lot of colour. You need more colourful characters, and plus again, the Rockers are a massive part of.
Honestly, probably my favourite tag team of all time.
And it's just the fact that they still don't get. Then when people talk about tag teams, the smart fans will bring them up, but
I think they get overlooked simply
do.
Because they didn't get the tag belts properly.
Yeah.
I mean, there was that whole thing with the Heart Foundation, but they never actually officially.
And then obviously once
the
team split up and Sean went off on his own, people tend to forget about the Rockers. They forgot about how great they were, and they literally wrestled. They wrestled everyone for a 2-3 year period in WWE, and every match they had was like a 5-star match.
And their big mark on the industry seems to be, as a tag team, that everyone says, who's going to be the Jannetty of this team, which is really hard.
Well, yeah,
Marty, in his own right, he was great.
It's just obviously his. it's just based on success, isn't it? One guy was successful and one guy wasn't, and they were equally great. And in the same way, this team, they look similar, they are different, but they're both fun characters to play as and to look at. So. Speaking of fun, this match in itself was a fun match. I mean, I can't even remember how long this match is.
I think it's like half an hour match, and it was just back and forth. Couldn't get the win. It was great fun to play. I hope you enjoyed watching it. The thing that we did do with the Rock and Roll Revival is, although they are based off the Rockers, the movesets have been adjusted so they're not just rips. They are their own characters, and yeah, I really enjoy playing as them. I actually prefer playing as Nicky Nostalgia. Whereas he was,
well, that's handy because he pretty much spent most of the match.
Yeah, he got an absolute shellacking in this match.
I mean, as you'll see, the Red Army really take these guys to the woodshed. Yeah.
Again, as we said, none of this is scripted. We're not used to doing this, so if we do have some quiet spells, we apologise.
And yeah, I really wanted to play this match the way it was supposed to. You know, try and make
quick tags.
Quick tags, and you know, plenty of action, and then obviously interference and things. I mean, you know, again, if you're completely unaware and watching this for the first time, you're going to see, you know, big angry evil foreign heels beating up two colourful baby faces. So that's really exactly what you want.
We were saying earlier about things they've taken out, and one thing that does bug me is that I don't think they've taken out, but they made it a lot harder to do the standing in ring tag team moves. I don't even know how you do them anymore.
Actually, it's a very good point. I have no idea.
It used to be that you'd grapple, and then if your partner grappled as well, you'd do a tag move, and it just doesn't seem to work that easy anymore.
Oh, those days of playing on the N64 and holding down A at the same time, and then arguing with each other when one of you didn't.
Yeah, it was your fault. No, it wasn't. It was your fault.
You're like, oh, I've just done my move. Why didn't you hold the button down? Oh, he's heating up. Oh, no, okay.
The other thing is, have you actually looked at some of the things you can assign as tag team finishers? Some of them are terrible. They're not finishers at all.
Oh yeah, they're really just those tag team moves, like whipping someone into the corner and stuff like that. Yeah,
it's another thing I think needs a bit of an overhaul.
But yeah, I mean, but that's it though. If you think about it, there's like, I don't know what, 1,000 moves or something, and you can assign anything as a finisher. If you want a left-handed punch or a whatever, you know, an eye rake as a finisher, you can.
That's an interesting thing. It reminds me of a video I saw of Al Snow talking to some trainees where he said, you know, if they brought Mark Henry in and they wanted him to have a headlock as a finisher, as long as everyone protects that finisher and sells it like Mark's trying to rip their head off, a headlock's a finisher.
Yeah, you know, that goes back to, I mean, it's the same thing with the Full Nelson. The Full Nelson was
Lashley bringing that back.
was a massive move back in the 80s. It was the heel wrestlers that had it, and then Chris Masters had it as the Master Lock and the Master Lock Challenge, and they've milked that thing for a long. I mean, I can't even remember who the first person to break out of it was, but
Cena, wasn't it?
Maybe,
most likely.
But again, like I said, they protected the hell out of it, and then they've done the same thing with Bobby Lashley. Giant muscle dude puts that move on, no one's getting out of it. You know, and that's really a forgotten thing in this day and age. There's so many false finishes and things like that. You can't really argue with a submission move. You can't really get you can't get a false finish from a submission move. You put it in the middle of the ring, and you're stuck in it. That's it. You know, quite frankly, I miss those days. I mean, there was a period in the 2000s where there were quite a lot of submission moves. The crossface, the ankle slam, the ankle lock, rather.
Your days of the radicals and Angle and Edge.
I don't know how many guys and girls have got submission finishes these days. I think Becky Lynch has got an arm bar.
It's so lame. With his arm and naff. It's like the bank statement as well. It's just a rear chin lock. It's crap.
Ciampa does that arm lock, does that inverted one where he flips over them, but I think he just does that as a regular move. I mean, it's like that actually looks like a finish.
Look at him with his foot on the rope. That's where they get the physics on here right, stuff like that. Land near the ropes, your foot ends up on the rope. It's just funny. Where are you going?
Yeah, that's another thing that people commented on, and the animations. Things like kickouts.
Oh, it's a rocket drop up.
Kickouts, for instance, the fact that they've added a lot more animations for kickouts and close calls. And
That is blatantly a rope break, and the ref didn't call it.
Watching how people react to kicking out of things. And it's like, because again, that's bringing psychology. That's part of wrestling. It's what you do and what you don't do. You have to.
Big move from the top.
It's not just an athletic endeavour. You have to learn the acting side of it too.
Yeah. The other thing that they've added back in that was in last year but didn't come on the base game, and I think it's come in the latest update with the race to NXT. No, it must have been before that. I don't know. It's one of the latest updates. They've added back in tired finishers. It's like if your guy's got no stamina and you've been put through the wood chipper and you hit your finish, you'll then collapse to the floor, and that's a really cool thing to have in. Again, it adds a bit more drama to the game.
Not every time someone hits a move is it going to be like that. That's part of the. If you're playing a 20-odd minute match, naturally, of course, you're going to be exhausted.
If you get to hit a finisher when you're fresh as a daisy, you're having a real good day at the office.
Speaking of good days at the office, the Red Army again has really been doing a number here on the Rock and Roll Revival. I mean, it kind of looks like a formality of them picking up a win here.
I haven't been able to yet. Where did the name come from? Sokolov?
Like I said,
is it one in the game?
Yeah, it's in the game. Yeah, I was like, please be there. Be Russian.
Something Russian.
Something Russian, and there was Yuri and there was Yosef, and I thought, great. And that was pretty much all they had. And then I was like, please, for the love of God, have something that sounds Russian. And there was Sokolov, and I was like, fantastic.
It does amaze me some of the obvious names that seem to be missing, and then some of the weird ones you do get on it.
Yeah, there's a lot of nonsense, and then like I said, like trying to put someone with a nickname, and then you're just like, well, why is that for a nickname?
Yeah. But I suppose there is only so much they can actually put on a game. But then again, we were saying before we actually started recording, weren't we? Like, there's an easy way to save some space. The NWO music and videos on here 5 times under 5 different names. Why? Just put it as one and give all of them the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not entirely sure how the thought process of that works. I mean, really, the game is, you're only limited by, that's it, you're only limited by the limits of the game, and we've already found out you can run into a dead end for a character limit. I think didn't you nearly hit the character limit?
I'm not far off. It's the upload limit. I think the actual character limit on the game. Yeah, you can only have 100 characters, and I think I'm somewhere around 70 odd.
The same thing with the image limit, and it's like, oh my god, I've hit 1,000 images already.
Yeah, see, I've never done that yet.
You've never hit the image limit?
I've not got to 1,000 yet.
Oh, I've already done it like about 3 or 4 times.
But like on previous games, most of my guys, they probably didn't have many images.
No.
I kept them very basic. This year, I've got a lot more images going on.
Yeah, and then that's all part of the thing, is trying to be as efficient as possible.
Yeah.
The other problem is that you can't just put together.
Oh, top rope.
You can't just put together a slapdash import a massive image that's made up of complicated elements, because unfortunately the game doesn't like it, and it ends up looking low resolution and smudgy and things like that. So sometimes you have to actually like import in 3 or 4 little pieces and then glue them together.
That's the thing, for the character you've only got the 512 by 512 square, haven't you? You can't go any bigger than that for the images, I don't think. Or am I talking out my rear?
No, you can, because people use them for the ring aprons.
Yeah, but not for the characters. It's like for putting shit on their tights.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I was well happy with how Nikki's tights came out, because the holes in them are literally just morphed circles at that sort of netted tan skin tone to make it look like the holes are in it.
Oh, I did wonder how you
Same with Robbie, actually. He's got the ellipse ones.
I did wonder how you achieved that.
Yeah, annoyingly, it's another of them things where, although the tights have got holes in, because it's still material there, if you put an image on it, it goes over the whole thing. I think we talked about it before. An easy improvement for this would be, like, if you put in an image on, why can you not select the certain sections like you can when you change the colour of gear? That would be a massive game changer for actually creating characters, because you could have like multiple patterns on one set of gear, or like when you've got a set of tights that has a belt, why does the belt suddenly get covered in your tights pattern? It's so annoying.
There's a few things in here, like especially things like certain tights. You go to change the colour of them, and it's like universal, and you're like, oh, I have to change I can't change this part, like the belt part with the other part.
The other one I found that was really weird, we got Kimchi in a match later, and the tights we put him in, the genie
can't put logos on.
Can't put logos on them. What's that all about?
I have no idea.
It's a really odd decision. I've actually found some as well. There's some gear on here that you try and change the colour, and although you put it on, like, I don't know, bright red, it's a sort of weird muted browny grey. And if you change it to any colour, it just stays that. It's really bizarre. Oh, we've got to pause here. Sorry about that, I thought I needed to close out. The other thing I wanted to sort out is, why do we not have available in Create an Arena all of the assets for all of the arenas that are in the game? They're already there. Just let us actually use them. That's one of my biggest frustrations on this game. Without a shadow. Like, I love the WCW Nitro Arena. I want to be able to use all the bits that make up the Nitro entranceway. Can't use any of them. Can't use the big silver WCW, you can't use the scaffold piece. It's so annoying. Oh, here we go, tag finish. Tag finish. I think Sokolov maybe came in a bit early there. He's eaten a super kick. One.
No,
he got
I
up
don't
bloody
think so.
quick. Resiliency. That's what it's called. Resiliency.
Yeah.
It's a cheap way to win. Or not lose. Rock dropper again. Right in the corner.
Well, it's starting to. I mean, it was a bit one-sided for a while, but it's now starting to even out.
I was actually starting to think rope breaks were turned off in this match, but the option to grab the rope there came up. But this ref, there was a pinfall earlier where the dude's foot, or his arm, sorry, was about 3 feet under the rope. Oh, nice reverse there. Nope, straight out. Yes, there are many ways the game can improve, and I'm just hoping, like I said earlier, that the AEW game gives them a kick up the rear end to change some of the elements. Although the fact that that's coming out without a community creations thing, I think it's going to be a massive letdown. This is like classic tag moves, everybody's down. In the corner. Come on, look, there you go. He's well under the rope. You have made these guys absolutely brutal.
Well, like I said, I think it's just because of the attributes. Like I said, the attributes.
No, I just mean some of the moves. That forearm to the back of the head he just gave him. Nasty as hell. I don't know where his partner's from. There's a kid outside.
There he is. Yeah, that's one of the things that annoys me quite a lot, is the stunned. It's so easy. Sometimes you just get a stunned from out of whatever, and people just end up taking like a little disco nap outside the ring for ages.
Then again, on the other paw, you're trying to do like an 8-man bloody Money in the Bank. If you didn't have that stun meter, that would be impossible.
It looks like the Red Army turned it around yet again.
Yeah.
I
Poor old Nicky's getting a beating again.
I'm not even entirely sure how the game engine has allowed him to get back into this, because he realistically should be dead. I mean, some of the previous games, you used to have the little body thing. Once it got to like red and black and that was it. You were done. You had fatigue.
Red, purple, and then you were risking injury.
And it was that was it. You were done.
Come on again. That's a road break. It's flipped under. Oh, he slid when the partner got him. Oh, ref's down.
Oh, and we've got. Is that our first ref bump of the night?
Yeah, ref bump. Robbie just took a spill to the outside. Oh, Nicky went with a super kick. It's reversed. Big right though. Big right. He's going up.
No, I don't think so. I couldn't quite figure out how to grapple him off there. I think
probably the grapple button.
Yeah, that'll do it. And he's stunned, and I'm not surprised. Oh, no, he's
Where
not.
did the stun go?
Yeah. Just gave him a little grapple and seemed to woke him up.
Pile driver. Crisp 80 style pile driver.
Yeah, that's it.
There we go.
Everybody.
Oh no, Yosef's back in.
I remember as a kid that there were a lot of dudes back then that had a pile driver, and I used to think it was literally the most dangerous thing I've ever seen.
It's a move I really miss seeing in wrestling, to be honest. I think the last time they actually had it in WWE was Pumpkin Scene.
It's like, yeah, some people do it, and you can make it look really poor. Like it doesn't look very devastating, but some people used to be able to do a pile drive, and it genuinely looked like you could break someone's neck with it.
Oh no.
Yeah, you had it the wrong way around.
No, it's like one of the ones I miss is I love Kevin Owens, I love Ken Steen, but him having the stunner as a finisher I hate. Proper Powerbomb wasn't bad, but that package pile driver he used to do,
Yeah,
that was brutal.
Yeah, he used to really put people away with that move.
I don't think I've ever heard of him hurting. So just let the boy do it.
To be honest, yeah, him and Sami Zayn, the stuff that they used to do on the indies. I mean, how those guys are still friends when they're dropping each other on their heads all the time.
It's like Cactus and Terry Funk though, isn't it? They blew each other up on every continent and just made them closer friends.
Yeah, that's not like us. We could hit each other with a kendo stick one time and not talk to each other for a week.
Yeah, that's happened numb-time. Oh, there's the 3!
And an upset.
New tag champs.
And an upset. And Nicky Nostalgia, of all people, picking up the victory there. I mean, we didn't see that coming.
No,
we thought it was
he
going to be...
really took a beating in the match. For him to actually get that win was way out of left field. And new tag team champions for the MUW.
Okay, we're back.
This is my favourite guy, I think. I know he's one of the WCW NWO guys, but Jackal, he's, for the last couple of years in my universe mode, he's been my Goldberg, my Dr. Death.
Yeah, he drags it. He's got a lot of drags a lot of inspiration from some of those monster wrestlers from yesteryear. But especially the last couple of years, he's been practically unbeatable, and I guess that's a cool thing, really.
Well, that's what was happening in this year's Universe Mode in MUW. He beat like 3 or 4 guys, piece of cake, and then ran up against Powder Keg. And although he won, it was a hell of a match, and that's where this feud started, and that's why we're in a Lion's Den match now. Got either a submission or a knockout win for this one. For the television championship.
Yeah, Powder Keg. If you are familiar, you'll recognise him from WCW World Tour. He's based on Bam Bam Terry Gordy.
Love those types.
And Steve has managed to perfectly 1-for-1 copy those tights. They're literally exactly how they were. And he's not chose to update him or make him modernise him in any way.
No.
He's sticking with the crazy tights.
Yeah, I love the crazy tights.
And
it's like you were saying about the Rock and Roll Revival, though. It had the splash of colour, and he's got the other pair of tights he had as well, the yellow stripy front and the purple back. I love them. I love them.
But Powder Keg, I can't say I ever played as him back in the day, but this year he's been one of my guilty pleasure wrestlers this year.
You just love him for one move.
The bell clap. He's got
bell clap.
He's got a couple of cool moves. His finish is cool, and just but these matchups we keep having with him and Jekyll, and it really is almost like watching a real life feud going on. And what's happening here? What is happening here?
For those of you at home, this match didn't record, so I've had to redo this one without ads.
And
that went horribly wrong.
Oh my good grief.
Annoyingly, I was actually playing as Powder Keg, and I regret every moment of that.
It just made the ring seem smaller.
I think it's the cage. I think it's an optical illusion.
Yeah. So I did wonder for a second where he was going, considering that this match can only finish in submission or knockout.
I just had to have a go jumping off the cage. Had to.
But obviously Jekyll is our resident, strong style brawler, MMA, real big timey wrestler type character. So this is really, this match was really designed for him because, this feud's been going on for a little while, and obviously we wanted to try and start integrating some custom matches in there, just to really give people something different to see. And something different for us as well, because again, we've just been really fixed on the confines of all the regular boring matches down the way, and now that we've got,
it's always nice to spice it up.
And now that you
rules.
can customise matches and the rule sets and that lot, it's like, okay, great, And again, we'll be doing plenty more of these down the line. We've got a little list of some other stuff.
Our main event for this show as well is a custom match, but we'll get to that later. The role we've given Powder Keg here is that sort of seasoned veteran who's training the young guys, but he's maybe on his last run here, and he's getting some gold, he's getting some glory.
Yep. He's that middle-aged seasoned veteran, and in fact, he's the TV champ. He's experiencing some success that we really didn't foresee coming.
I think if I remember right, he took it from Date Ken in a 4-way match that we really didn't expect him to win.
No.
But somehow he came out on top.
And he's been on a little roll as of recent.
There was the kegger. Big timey powerbomb. Didn't knock old Jekyll out though. Another bell clap. Oh no, here's the kegger. This is the finish. The powerbomb. Boom. It's just
no. His finish is the one that has the flip over.
Yeah, but there's no pin in this match, so he doesn't do the flip over.
Right, you are
off the top. No, stop jumping. Big timey running power slam. Well, he's stunned, but he's still not out.
That's the other thing. It's like submissions. You can see how close you are to getting a submission, but you don't know when a knockout's going to happen. In fact, the original matchup that we played had quite a sketchy knockout finish where I think
It was a forearm up against the cage.
Yeah, I think he was between the cage and the ropes, and he just sort of struck him, and it knocked him out. So we were quite surprised. We didn't think it was KO worthy. So,
yeah. But there you go, with the big T-bone suplex,
right on the head.
And Powder Keg remains the television champ, and Jekyll takes another L.
He'll be back. I think it's just really a matter of time. That character is so OP and so easy to play as. I think it's just a matter of time before one of us win something with him.
There we go with this is Kimchi we were talking about earlier, and trousers that you just can't put logos on, which is really annoying.
Kimchi, whether you know him or not, he's from Revenge, yeah, WCW NWO
He was
Revenge.
the guy that used to yell out "fish" or "chi" or something that people online can't seem to agree on.
Yeah, you know what? It's fish.
It was always fish.
I'm not getting into it. But he was a real random character. He was right up there with Dave Ken. But
who was he based off?
You know what? I couldn't tell you without looking him up. But again, he's another one of these characters. He's been a bit of a mainstay over the last couple of years. Him and his tag team partner Ming Chi, the Cheese as we call them.
The Chi brothers.
And then Blue Chipper. Chip McCoy. I'm not even entirely sure how that concept came about.
I think you came to me saying about doing a, in inverted commas, son, because it's a little bit up for debate for Rex McCoy.
Yeah,
it was going to be like a Dusty Rhodes and Cody Rhodes thing, and the blue. You wanted him to be a young blue chipper. I said, well, there you go, the blue chipper, Chip McCoy.
And that was it. It just really fell into place. And as I said earlier, Steve, he did like a little brief mock-up of a young, tall, fit-looking sort of cowboy wrestler.
I took Rex's face and I de-aged him. Just not enough. You wanted to de-age him a little bit more.
Well, I was going to say, that face that you gave me still looked like he was about 40. So I don't how old Rex is.
I disagree, but...
So he's a bit more blue chipper now. I mean, he's definitely a kind of a Dustin Rhodes, Barry Windham sort of stud wrestler of back in the day.
And what I thought was entertaining when I pointed it out, you said that you did it on totally by accident, was Rex's finishers were at the time, we've changed it slightly now, it was a DDT and the clothesline from hell, and then you gave Chip here a different DDT and the buckshot lariat. So they both had a DDT and clothesline as finishers.
It's just a complete coincidence, yeah.
It just works out nice for a father-son thing.
The DDT I gave him, I thought, well, this looks pretty cool, a cool in-ring fit. Again, this is the thing with making movesets. It's like so many people, they want things to always be impactful and flashy, and it's it's not entirely necessary. Sometimes you have to work with the character of the character and things like that, and it just I like to have same thing with the signatures. I like to try and get at least one sort of impactful move. Possibly a submission in there somewhere, maybe.
Or at least one that sets the finish.
Or if they're, Or if
I like that one.
Nice. Or if they're a little bit more, quicker, top rope move or something. And again, it's the same thing with Chip. It's like, the buckshot lariat is a popular move these days with Hangman Page uses it. And, this dude looks like the kind of dude that can do it, as opposed to some of the creations you see these days where people are doing double moonsaults and things, and it's like...
There's a big difference, obviously, between some of the guys we've made in Chip. I mean, look at Happy, look at Rex, they're all rather large gentlemen.
Yeah.
This guy is a young guy in really good shape. So to have him pop something like
that's
a
it.
buckshot is really cool.
I wanted him to be like that kind of Dustin Rhodes, Barry Windham kind of thing, because those guys could go. I mean, they could wrestle, but they also occasionally would do something a little bit more out of the box, like coming off the top rope and whatnot. And again, it's he's a good-looking guy. His attire is catchy on the eye.
Them beautiful blue cowboy boots.
The boots that
Here
I
he
spent.
goes. Here it comes. Oh no!
Those boots I spent an eternity trying to perfect. Oh, crucifix pin. 2. Snuck out the back door there. I mean, realistically, I think I've probably got about 5 or 6 different backup attires on the books for Chip. But right now, this is his original attire.
I miss the old days where every character had 4 different gears. That was always fun.
You press the left and right yellow buttons,
Yeah.
and you could just scroll through them like it wasn't a big deal. And nowadays it's like, no, you can have 2.
And what really bugs me is if you want to make an alternate gear for a wrestler who comes on the game, say like you want to make an alternative Kane, it takes up a creation slot. Why? Their slot's already there. Just tag it onto their slot. It's really annoying.
Oh, bit of posing here. Might be a little bit too premature. Oh, dropping a big elbow.
Oh, this is shades of his dad. Alleged. That's got to be something that's explored at some point. We need to go like Jerry Springer on here or something.
Yeah, that's it. I think Hank Hatfield and whatnot might have to sit down and in an armchair and unpick the relationships between Chip and Rex.
That could be interesting. It'd be a nice one of your little backgrounds to make. Oh, here's that double super kick again. Right to the back of the melon.
Back of the head.
1, 2... No, he's out.
Some of these moves, they're just...
And yet, I wouldn't say we've got anybody here who is like a lot of creations you see on community creations where the guy's like got 50 finishers as normal moves.
And then we have no guys that are 100 overall.
No.
Because it's just unrealistic. Oh, I mean, and the spinning tombstone, that's a finish.
2. Oh, he's out. I would do people at 100, but then you'd have to put everybody at 100 to make it even. All of our guys range between our lowest guy. We've got one guy I made, Bobby Dazzler, who is designed to be... He's Barry Harwitz kind of guy, Brooklyn Brawler kind of guy. He's a jobber, and he's at 73. Everybody else
they're all in the 80s.
Between 80 and 90.
Yeah. So
there's not a big difference between any of them.
I just think it's just nonsense having just ridiculously...
Oh, there's that DDT.
Oh, that's it. That's got to be it.
The chip and pin.
Don't quote him on that one. I'm not decided on that.
I like the chip and pin. That's a good name. Oh, he's kicking the dust off.
Oof.
Oh, here he goes. He's outside again.
It's been a hard hitting affair. Oh, he's calling him out. He's
getting better position. Kim's looking the wrong way.
No.
What were you doing there?
I have no idea.
Oh. Over to the bush.
He's going for it again. No, he's not.
No, he's having a pose outside.
I think he's just trying to get the momentum bar moving just so he tries to fill up his bar.
And MUW is brought to you by Cheesy Sweets.
Oh my!
Knocking out the ref.
Oh my good grief! He killed the ref.
The ref went down.
Oh my gosh! That's probably one of the worst ref bumps I've ever seen. Is the ref alive?
He wasn't even looking.
Literally turned him in. Oh,
this is a problem. See, the refs get up too quick.
Yeah, he turned the ref inside out.
That he should have been down like Earl Hebner at WrestleMania.
But you got some ref bumps are terrible, but that's probably the best ref I've ever seen.
Awesome.
Oh, ref, come on!
If we ever get a video game botchamania, that needs to go on there. Oh, right on the edge.
I think the next big move I think is going to be the one that fits it. Well, he didn't nail it the first time.
Oh, it took him 3 times, but he's finally hit the right man. 1, 2, it's got to be done. There's your
That's
3.
it.
There's your 3. The young upstart is still undefeated.
But
moving up the ranks.
See, Kim Chi did give him a run for his money though.
Kim Chi's had some good matches and good wins, but yeah, Chip's moving up the ranks. Here we go, the top rope tumbleweed 10-man extravaganza. Hawk Hanna and Alibaba, 2 guys again from the old games. Alibaba from World Tour, Hawk Hanna from Revenge.
Yep.
It's a lot of beef to try and get over the top rope there.
So this is just a basic 10-man rumble.
We wanted a battle royal, but obviously you can't really do that.
We needed some filler on the card.
And for our first show, we wanted to introduce as many of our characters as we could. Here comes another guy from Revenge, the other joke of the game, Brukowski.
Oh, Brukowski, yeah. Brukowski is like the
Dwayne Gill.
Yeah, I was actually going to say it's like Odd Job in GoldenEye. He's the forbidden character. Don't play as Brukowski because if you're going to lose to Brukowski, you're never living it down.
So many times on Revenge, you would get that cheeky win. I remember getting tripped up by someone on the outside and then getting pinned by Brukowski. He was just that annoying little git.
And he's got a face you want to punch, yes. So
this version of Brukowski, to me, he always looked like he was
like a Las Vegas croupier.
Exactly, yeah. It was the bow tie that it was either that or a stripper, and I just didn't like the stripper gimmick. This is really weird. We got 4 guys from the old Aki games here. Master Fuji's another one from World Tour.
Master Fuji, he's a guy that can't buy a win. He's
we knew players in.
Yeah. Every time I play as Master Fuji, I think I'm going to get a win, and just
he was based off somebody whose name escapes me right now on the old games, but our version is actually based off Minoru Suzuki.
Yes, that's it. Murder Grandpa himself.
Murder Grandpa. That's what it says on his butt there, Murderer. Here's first of our original characters in here, Don Freeman. This is the tag partner of Chain Proudfeather that we were talking about earlier, the Free and the Brave. And he's in headcanon, he's a former college football star, former NFL player, former Marine, and now he's here in the wrestling world.
Yeah, he's and when you get a close-up look of him, he's got a lot of sort of Booker T / Ahmed Johnson look about him, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's kind of more based on good old Ron Simmons, but
that's another one. Yeah.
Ming Chi. I didn't realise this was just an Aki match with like one spare guy thrown in.
Yeah, I don't think we realised it at the time. I think we just put names together and it just seemed to look on paper like...
Yeah, it was just the guys we hadn't booked anywhere else, wasn't it? I did realise there was one person we forgot to book that we could have done. We didn't put the big yin in. Duncan McCowan.
Yes.
I was sure we'd booked him and we didn't.
Yeah.
But you can't book everybody on every show. Oh, here he is, Bobby Dazzler. The jobber man himself, looking like Dwayne Gill as well with the hair and the beard. Or who was the guy you said he looked like?
Steve Kerr from the Fabulous Ones. Yeah. He looks like a jobber. He looks like he's some sort of really poor stripper.
That's what I wanted. Not the stripper, the jobber.
And speaking of strippers, he's matching up with Brukowski there.
Oh, maybe there's a tag team there somewhere. But that idea literally came from something my gran used to say about, oh, that looks like a Bobby Dazzler, and that name just stuck in my head. I thought, yeah.
And
Bobby
here is
Dazzler.
Cutthroat. Cutthroat's an original creation, though.
Cutthroat Kirk Roberts. based off two famous captains, obviously Captain Kirk and the Dread Pirate Roberts from Princess Bride.
Captain Kirk from Star Trek.
Yeah. I was trying to think of a name for a captain, and Kirk just wouldn't go, so he's Kirk Roberts. Or is he Robert Kirk? He might be Robert Kirk. I can't remember which way round his name is now.
We haven't got everything written down here. Like I said, this is completely ad-libbed, so...
But I hope you guys are, if there is anyone still watching, I hope you're enjoying it. Drop us a comment down below what you think, who you're liking, who's a cool looking character, and if there's any sort of ideas for characters you'd like to see, or match types you'd like to see.
Yeah, or just matchups between characters that have caught your eye. We really want to make a go of this. We want to put together some matches and things that we hope are going to entertain you. Because really, this is the really our MO right now is to create a product that, especially the characters and things like this, is to try and improve. There's a lot of people out there that don't try to make people because they don't have that sort of creative. They haven't got that creative bone, and they themselves get frustrated that they can't come up with stuff. So. We're happy to come up with stuff for them, or they want to
First elimination done by Bobby Dazzler.
If they want to download our characters, whatever. We really want to make the game work for them.
When we first started talking about doing 1240 Creations, Ads came up with a line of making your universe better for you, and that's kind of what we were going for. We make people logos. I've done characters for people. We do belts. We do arenas. We'll do the full works for you.
We've really kind of put that on hold right now while we're doing MUW. We've done a lot of arenas and belts and stuff like that for people, but this is the first time in a long time where we've done something that's really actually just sort of personal for us.
Yeah, it did come about because there was some people who were seeing our characters and seeing the backdrops that you made, saying, where can I watch your stream? And we haven't got one, so we decided we'd give it a go and see if anything happens from it.
If there's an interest in it, then we're
going to be trying to do shows on a regular basis.
And there's my Inca Boy, who's another revenge character.
But this one is very much updated with the attire.
Still got those daft sunglasses on though, if you remember.
It's classic. I couldn't take those off.
Yeah.
He was based off Akira Tao as well, wasn't he?
I couldn't tell you.
I think it was.
But Akira Tao's Japanese and not Wesley Snipes.
Well, he's not Mayan, he's not Incan, but apparently he is. He's not a boy.
Oh, is that an elimination?
Oh,
and there's 2 eliminations.
See, it all starts happening thick and fast. It's only 10 men and we've already had 3 eliminated, so there's one more to come out.
It's all going on. And Bobby Dazzler is still in there.
So's bloody Bukowski. Although, you've got to admit, Bukowski's been more fun to play as the shove.
Oh, and there goes Don Freeman. That is what I would call an upset. I did not see Don Freeman going out to someone like Bobby Dazzler. Oh, and is that another elimination?
Yeah, he's gone. Well, Dazzler was trying to get a clothesline there over the top.
A mild no-sell.
Bukowski's gone. Freeman, you got to give him the benefit of the doubt. He's a tag team guy, though.
Yeah. That's it. No, he snuck back in there.
So we're down. We've got one more guy to come out, right?
Yeah, that's it. We're already.
Oh, you know who it is? It's your created Polynesian fella, Tony Tonga.
He's still in there, Bobby Dazzler. Yeah, Tony Tonga. And he's.
Oh, there goes Alibaba. There goes Mayor Inca Boy.
Oh my gosh, the Tony Tonga's coming in fresh. There's only 2 guys in the ring.
Well, it's got to be Tony's match then.
Really, it's got to be. Oh, good grief!
That's like 4 or 5 eliminations for Bobby Dazzler.
Bobby Dazzler is literally...
This is the weird thing. He was made as a jobber.
How is he a 73? I need to look at the numbers.
He was made as a jobber, and where I've actually done matches with him, I haven't been able to beat him. He will not die.
Tony Tonga is an original creation. He's another guy I made last year, and it was just a complete fluke, really.
Is he a bit? Is he Superfly sort of?
No. The reason Tony Tonga came about was I was looking through some retro dudes to put into my universe, and I stumbled upon this Haku that didn't actually look like Aku. In fact, if anything, he looked at what I like to call Jackie Chan. He looked like Jackie Chan with like a little stubbly goatee, and I thought, that's not Haku. But his face, his
that cheeky smile,
his cheeky little face, and I thought, I love Jackie Chan. I love his cheeky little face. I thought, if he's not Haku, then he's got to be like another Tongan type guy. And I was like Tonga. So I went through the list, and I was like, Tonga's in there, and I was like, oh yeah, Tony Tonga. That sounds like
no.
Oh,
I don't believe it.
Well, there goes Tony Tonga then. And Bobby Dazzler's now punched his ticket to a title shot.
Oh yeah, TV title match.
Well, I'm telling you, I would never have put money on Bobby Dazzler winning this.
It's James Ellsworth, isn't it? Any man with two fists. Look at that pot belly as well.
Bobby Dazzler has literally single-handedly wiped everybody out.
See, Howlin' J. Hauser doesn't believe it either. Never won anything in his life. He lost a one-man race. Match. 4 guys in here that I actually really like playing as. All 4 of them. They're great characters to play as. The whole MUW thing basically came about because of Rex McCoy, who was our inaugural champ. He was unbeatable, and then just out of nowhere he lost to Ryu Sung, who is actually the original Kim Chi from World Tour.
But we didn't need 2 Kim Chis.
Yeah, so we changed his name. And I am a big fighting game fan, and I like Street Fighter, and I like Mortal Kombat, so Ryu Sung became Kim Chi. Well, Kim Chi became Ryu Sung, I should say. There's Sumo Joe in there as well, he's another World Tour guy.
Yep.
And then 2 original, well, I say originals. But Diamondback Jack, who's our Jake the Snake Roberts.
Yeah, I mean, going back right to the beginning with Bobby Cash and Happy Trails, yeah, you can clearly see that there's quite a lot of inspiration of Jake the Snake in Diamondback Jack.
So when we first talked about MUW, though, the idea was doing what the Aki games did, of having guys who were blatantly someone else, just with a different name, different gimmick. Alright, maybe Diamondback Jack's not quite a different gimmick, but the inspiration there, he's adjusted, he's got some moves in there Jake wouldn't do. I remember you pointing out, why has he got the Judas effect? Or as he calls it, the Sidewinder.
I like to think of Diamondback Jack as Drew McIntyre and Jake the Snake were rolled into one character.
I still don't see the Drew McIntyre.
He looks exactly like Drew McIntyre. He looks like exactly like him.
He looks like a young, sober Jake Roberts.
Just going back to that previous match with the Tony Tonga, like I said, the names are in there. I was like, Tony and Tonga. And then that was it. The rest was history. I found a cool looking floral Hawaiian print, was able to put trunks on him, and then as soon as he came together I thought, he genuinely looks like a 1970s, 80s sort of high flying dude, and I thought, brilliant. You know, we need those kind of characters, and I mean the characters I had in my universe last year were an awful lot of hard-hitting type guys. So I was like, oh great, okay.
We've got a much better mix this year. I mean, we've got a few flying guys, we've got the big solid guys. I haven't had a go as Tony yet. I'm looking forward to giving him a crack.
Yeah, we've got masked guys, we've got colourful guys. I think
we've actually got any masked guys in MUW. We've got some made, but none of them in MUW at the moment.
Well, okay, we've made some masked guys, but you know, we're really all about trying to keep it quite dire.
Sumo Joe's going out the hard way.
You know, we want to keep it interesting and diverse. You know, we don't want to make it like it really was back in the day, where there's only one type of wrestler. So
yeah, although we do have a number of cowboys.
Yeah.
As Niche before was making the Japanese guys, and this year he's just mad on cowboys.
Last year I was making luchadors and Japanese strong style wrestlers, and then this year I'm like, forget it. I haven't made a single mask dude this year.
Well, do you know what my intention initially this year in my universe mode was? I was going to have 2 shows. I was going to make our old thing and make all of the guys from that, and I was going to make Independent Union, and it was going to be like your luchador thing. I was just going to make loads of luchas. And yeah, that didn't happen. We've gone 70s and 80s guys.
MUW has really been quite an organic experience. It really has just been like literally a small seed of an idea, and then just sprouted up like almost overnight.
It's been real fun.
And literally every day we've got a new idea, a new whatever just popping in there. I mean, you know, whenever I get a spare 5 minutes, I'm constantly trying to put together a logo or some sort of promo background or things like that. It's just, you know, it's actually quite therapeutic for me.
Well, it's like I've always said about it, you know, we all have to work, and no one wants to work, no one gets bored at work, but as long as I've got something creative, my brain can be trying to figure out or make up, and I'm okay, I can get through the day. But I mean, we've got so many other guys in the back burner at the moment that aren't on this show. I mean, we've mentioned Duncan McEwen, he's a big Scotsman. He's pretty cool. He's all done and ready to roll.
The Free and the Brave.
Free and the Brave. Stars and Stripes.
Stars and Stripes.
We've got a couple of clowns in the work that might make their debut at some point. Today, actually, as of recording, I finished and uploaded the Golden One, Gabriel Midas. He'll have to make a debut at some point. He's a cool little dude. He's a bit Chris Jericho, Shawn Michaels kind of mix. Big move there from Ryu Sung to... Nope. Oh, hang on, we've already got one pinfall for Ryu there. I forgot, this is just scrambles, isn't it?
That's right, I mean, we're only a few minutes into this and we've already got one pinfall already.
We're too busy yakking away to notice what's going on. Oh, that kick. That Savat, is it Savat kick to the top of the melon there?
I'm not sure.
It's the one that Krokop used to do. That straight down heel kick to the top of the head.
Axe kick.
Yeah, Savat kick to the side one.
Oh, and then I flip over knee.
Ryu's really trying to get an extended lead here.
No, Sumo Joe says no.
Sumo Joe, he's another guy that last year I just didn't use at all. And this year, I don't know. Last year, he ended up looking like... he didn't look like Sumo Joe. He looked like a Guido. He did. He looked like an Italian mobster because I tried to make him look like the picture.
Yeah.
More than anything from World Tour, and more than the model.
And the picture had the Scott Hall hair lick,
And he just looked like an Italian guy, and so we actually changed his name to Joey Lombardo. But this year, he just came together so much better.
The faces,
and he's an absolute killer as well. He's absolutely
like
savage.
I said, it's just, you know, it's the same thing with Powder Keg and Jekyll. It's like we never intended for some of these old Aki guys to, you know, whatever. But it turns out they're just a whole bunch of fun to use.
Well, originally I was going to try and make a whole original MUW roster. But I was getting impatient and I wanted to start playing the universe mode, so I was just like, oh, sod it, I'll just put in some of the Aki guys. They're old fashioned, they'll do, and then as I make new guys I'll boot them out, and that just hasn't happened because they've become an integral part of AEW.
That's right. I mean, Dave Ken used to get on my nerves, but I couldn't get rid of Dave Ken right now.
He's great fun. Bukowski as well. This 10-man match was actually his MUW debut, so we'll have to see where Bukowski goes. Ryu Sung, we sometimes say, is the owner of EWF, which was Empire Wrestling, which was on Revenge. It was one of the made-up companies they put people under. So just to expand the world a little bit, he's off in Japan with his own company. Because
last year you were running.
I was running 3,
yeah. All 3 of them.
Yeah, Independent Union, DOA and EWF.
And I was only trying to run 2.
It's a lot of work.
and I had thought about a promotion like MUW. I wanted like an old school like NWA kind of thing, but never got around to it because I was too busy making mask guys and Japanese guys, and like I said, this year, with the exception of a couple of people, Shenzi, Tony Tonga and whatnot, like the rest of those guys, they're all still sat on last year's game. I'm like,
It's always good to go back and have a look and go, oh, that guy could actually work.
Well, that was it. I showed you some of the guys, and you said, well, I think this guy's really gonna.
Yeah.
And I'm glad because, like I said,
this ref's definitely getting her steps in today.
the 23 version of Shenzi, like I said, I'm a lot happier than I was with last year's, and I was happy with last year's.
It was like, I remember the first guys I made on here were
who was that? Who was Diamondback Jack?
Yeah, Jack got a pin on Sumo Joe. So yeah, the first two guys I made were Les Sonrisa, which is a mask guy, and Bronze Adonis. And the faces of Bronze Adonis from last year to this, it's like you're looking at a 16-bit to a 4K character. He might have to come in at some point, my Johnny Bravo inspired guy.
Yeah, like I said, there are a few guys that we had last year that I think probably deserve a revival because we used them quite a few times last year when we played Universe Mode, and they deserve a bit of love.
There's another tag team, of course, that needs to show up here that I love, and I can't stand this guy and that guy.
Those guys.
One of my most popular Reddit posts of all time. People love that stupid gimmick.
Two generic mask guys. Generic. It couldn't be any more generic.
Yeah, black and white outfits. They're both dressed exactly the same. With
and for some reason, people just seem to dig the simple cheesiness of this guy and that guy.
It's because it's a very simple gimmick that could be in any independent company in the world. And the whole idea was based off the old Abbott Costello who's on first thing. This guy's in the ring. Are you sure it's this guy or isn't that guy? I don't know, that guy's in the ring. Just made me chuckle, so I had to make them. They've gone through different iterations every year. It's good fun.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting, and a couple of years down the line, if we're still using some of these guys, I mean, I think we will, but what some of these guys may end up looking like. Oh, and there's.
Well, with the advancements in the created this year, if it expands the same next year, then I'm just excited for next year's creation suite. That's all I ever want to see. Is like they bring out these little videos teasing bits of the game. That was debatable whether that was great. I swear he broke that up. But yeah, they bring out these videos just showing little bits of the game and whatnot, and I'm always like, come on, just show us the creation suite. It's the only bit I'm ever interested in.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, here we go. There's the double pin, no?
What we got? We got two for Ryu. We got one apiece for Rex Sumo and Diamondback Jack. And only Rex McCoy, the former champion, yet to get a pin.
Yeah, but well,
he's not going to be loving that.
He needs to pull his socks up.
Is this maybe the twilight of Rex McCoy? Has he had his heyday?
Nope, no pin there. No, man, this is the thing about these multi-man matches.
There's someone there to break it up.
Yeah, it's so hard to get a winner because as like going back to the tag match from earlier, there's just so much going on.
I've got to say as well, Ryu-san is another one I was really happy with how he actually came out. He looks like a proper aged Asian guy with the big thick frame. He came out really well this year.
Yeah.
A lot better than last year. Last year he did actually look a lot like the movie version of Shang Tsung from Mortal Kombat.
And he's fun to play with as well. He's actually a pretty good character to play with.
I think that's who you were playing in this match, yeah. I think who was I? I was
Sumo
Diamond. Was I? I thought it was Diamondback.
No, he was Sumo Joe.
Oh. Learn something new every day. But yeah, no, it was really... he is a good fun character to play. And when I saw those dragon trousers and the flame jacket he comes out in, I know we ain't got the entrances on this one, but when you see it, it all goes together really nicely. It just makes him look important.
And we're coming up nearly halfway into this, and it's still very close. 1, and 2. So it's still really anyone's to play for.
You know what would be really cool, and it's annoying you can't do it. I wanted to set up a match type where literally any way you can get a win, you could get a point. So like whether it be first blood, put them through a table, pinfall, submission. Obviously you'd have 10 DQ and stuff off, but the limitations on that as well. Like someone's just... Who got the pin there?
Sumo Joe.
Joe did.
Oh, no, hang on.
Waited too long. How did the ref see if he had his shoulders on down from that side of the ring?
She's good at her job, this ref.
I bet she's got like a smart watch and she's got the feed on it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll just watch it.
She's been running around the ring. Uh-oh. Look
I'll tell you
outside.
what, she's obviously got more brains than the WWE commentators. I remember,
oh, hang on. We've got another fall there.
Jack.
Diamondback Jack is now up to 2.
I literally remember a WWE pay-per-view and you had, I think it was Cole and Heyman on commentary, and someone went through the table and Cole turned around and said, the table's down, the monitors are gone, and we can't see anything. You're 3 foot from the ring!
Yeah, that always used to drive me crackers, because even if I was sat at ringside, I'd still be looking in the ring and not at the 6-inch little tiny little screen. Like, what is the point? You're right there. You're closer.
So you're seeing the angle that
you're closer than the crowd.
Yeah. Just so you're seeing the angle that the TV crowd's seeing.
Oh man, I wouldn't.
Oh, another one there. Oh, Rex finally got a pin. Rex is trying to claw back his gold. It was really fun how we put this match together, actually, because we had Sumo Joe and Diamondback Jack feuding, and they went into a cage match with Sumo Joe won, and we'd said that was going to be the number 1 contendership. So Joe becomes the number 1 contender, but it was such a good match. I didn't want to end the feud there. We wanted Rex to have another shot at the gold as well, so we came up with an idea of Diamondback and Rex, who one's a face, one's a heel, but coming together and saying, right, look, we both want a title shot. We'll have a tag match, and if we can get the win, it's a 4-way. But if they win, they just have their one-on-one, and that was a hell of a match. And I think if I remember right, Diamondback got the pin.
Yep.
He actually got the revenge on Sumo Joe, who was busted wide open, as is Rex.
So then it's just left us with a lot of different permutations as to who can win here. Again, it's like originally it looked like it was going to be a one-on-one, and
there's that kick again.
Yeah, it just adds that more excitement, really, because again, it's like originally didn't think that Ryu Sung had much of a shout at beating Rex.
It was a throwaway match. We thought, we'll put them 2 in, that'd be cool. And yeah, I couldn't kick out because I was playing as Rex, and I lost it.
Uh-oh, he's on the top.
Face full of 2 forearms there.
I'm just checking the scores here. We've got 3 and 3 for Sumo Joe and Ryu Sung. Rex is still only on 1 though. Oh, hang on. There's another pin. There's another pin.
He's breaking it up.
Where is the ref?
He's breaking up a lot of pins. He's not getting many though. But yeah, no. This has been a lot of fun. The fact that we're not booking it and it is legitimately, you and me play.
Yeah,
and
we're not restarting matches to get whatever. It's not versus the AI. Like I said, whoever wins.
Sometimes we'll have a match that's really close. Sometimes it'll be a cakewalk.
If Dave Ken had beaten Shenzi, it would seem unrealistic. But it's like I said, we.
Oh no, the ref's down again.
We respect our creations,
And it's just the fun of playing, isn't it?
That's it.
But again, like we said earlier, if we were going to book these things, we would have booked it so we'd end up with Rex versus Happy, because that was the idea we wanted. And it just didn't come about. So as it stands right now, the winner of this match as the champ will have Dashing Bobby Cash going up against them as the number contender. Probably at whatever our next pay-per-view is going to be, which I believe is going to be
Americana Rama.
Which is originally going to be a tag team, but it got vetoed. But it came back as a pay-per-view now.
But it was too good of a name to throw away. It was too catchy. Plus, when you see it written down and the way it flows on paper, you just think, well, that sounds good, doesn't it? And you know what the Americans are like. They love, you know, they love their they love their country, and they love slapping their name on something. So we figured, you know, a retro Southern promotion. You know, that this sounds like a perfect matchup. So you know, we're gonna slap that across a ring and a ring apron, and put together some more great matchups.
What we're going to do from here is we'll put up the weekly shows, which are the what I suppose we call the house shows that are in the old school gym, the MUW school gym arena.
Yeah, they're yet to secure a TV deal yet, so right now, just like all old shitty little promotions, excuse my language.
Somewhere.
You got to start somewhere, so...
Maybe if we get enough people watching these streams, they'll get a TV deal and we'll move up the ranks.
Yeah. We'll get some proper lighting and everything. And let's just have a little recap for...
Ryu on 4, Sumo Joe on 4.
3 and 1, and we're coming into the last 10 minutes. Rex really, really needs to pull his socks up. He is dragging behind.
So the big question is, for anybody who is watching and enjoying, do you want us chatting crap over the top of each stream like we're doing today? Do you want us just to put the commentary of the matches on and we shut the hell up? Do you just want music playing in the background? Like I say, we're doing this because the sound didn't come across very well. We want your feedback. You know, we want to put out a product that, you know, people are going to want to watch. But we also, you know, we want to... That's a slow count from the ref there. She stood watching for a minute.
You know, we want a unique and entertaining product. I know that
Sumo Joe's taken the lead with 5. Ooh. Sorry to interrupt there.
Oh, and he's just got piled... no, he's out of the ring.
He's rolled out. Small package.
I'm surprised you can see it from here.
But yeah, I mean... obviously, from our side, if you don't want us dribbling on over the top, that's cool.
And it's tied up again. It's tied up again. The Japanese guys have both got 5 apiece.
But yeah, we're more than happy to do it. We'll try and limit the house shows maybe to just over an hour, because 2 hours of time is a lot to expect people to watch.
And we know that there's a lot of people out there doing similar type things. And again, we want to do something that's fresh.
Is there though? Because I know there's a lot of people have their streams of their matches, but I know a lot of them are these AI v AI leagues. Is it anybody actually putting up their universe mode?
I don't know, but you know, ultimately we want to do something that's, you know, original and entertaining, and you know, just something that people are going to want to actually sit and tune in to watch. You know, and I for one have enjoyed watching these matches back as much as we did playing them the first time.
Yeah, no, it has been very worth a watch in my opinion. Oh, Rex could be going for his second win here. No, he just walked away.
Oh, and the roll now.
The Arkansas arm. And Rex has got a second win.
Oh, not a minute too soon as well, because we're now into the last 10 minutes.
I think it's probably about 10 minutes too late, though.
Yeah. Diamondback Jack's not done anything for a while. I think.
Yeah, but he's cruising on 5. No, he's not. He's on 3. Sumo Joe and Ryu both on 5. Jack with a big time atomic drop. Rex again breaking up pins.
Yeah, he seems to be at the right place at the right time, but he's just not getting any falls.
Big spine buster on the road sign. Shame they don't.
Oh, look, and another rollout.
But it's pinfall anyway, you know. Follow him out. Get that pin.
Oh no! Was that just a regular?
Yeah, with a reversal into the clothesline. And nope. Stop.
Uh-oh, what is Ryu doing outside the ring?
Table time. Oh, flaming table time. So on our next show, we know that we have one match already booked, which is going to be Bobby Dazzler going for the television title, which will be defended on every single show. That's a guarantee. Your tag belts, your world belt, and your brass knuckle title.
Well, it's not world belt, remember, it's the Mid-Southern Heavyweight Championship.
That too. They're not guaranteed to be defended every show, but every single show, the television title will be on the line because, well, that's the point of a television title.
Yeah, it's a throwback. I mean,
That's one I think WWE should introduce.
I mean, I know that they try to do it these days with Ring of Honor and AEW, but I think maybe I just don't care about the product enough to care about the matchups and whatnot. But
I don't know, I think it very much depends who the champion is as well.
I mean, back in the day, they pretty much ran the hardcore title. Was on every bloody show, wasn't it? But it wasn't really matches, more skits, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know if you are. Have you got any wrestling historians? He missed the table.
Oh yeah, I was playing the Sumo Joe. I remember that now.
He killed him. That is an absolute murder.
An accident.
Ref!
Go on, ref. Get your steps in.
2 and
yeah. That
look at Rex. He didn't even care about that one. He wasn't breaking it up.
Well, he ran a bit and then he just got tired. So Sumo Joe now in the lead with 6 to Ryu's 5, 3 for Diamondback, and 2 for the former champ Rex McCoy.
As I was saying a minute ago, I don't know if there's any wrestling historians, but if you look back into WCW right up until the late 90s, they used to run that TV belt all the time. And especially in the late 90s, there was a lot of guys that had some quality. Benoit Booker T had a series for the TV title.
The 7 series, that was awesome.
William Regal had like a 7 series like Booker T. There was some just real good like feuds and stuff. And Steve Austin back in the 80s was the TV champion. He was on every week.
Sumo Joe on 7 now.
Oh, he's pulled away.
Diamondback on 4. Can anybody catch up with the big...
Oh, he's
Is he Japanese?
Who?
Sumo Joe.
I don't know, I haven't asked him.
I don't know, facially he doesn't really look Japanese, but he doesn't look like he's pure American, or... I'm not sure.
He might be mixed race, I'm not 100%.
We'll have to get back to you on that one.
Uh-oh. Bosh! That's got to be...
Heel to the head.
That's got to be another ball there. Come on, ref. Chop, chop. Poke a splinter.
Joe the Sumoan is definitely getting over here.
That is 3 now. That is a massive lead, and I can't see anybody really.
Oh, you're not going to get a pin off a shoulder tackle. Come on.
I've seen falls happen for worse.
A shoulder tackle, really?
Yeah. A shove.
This good old Rikowski. This was a really fun match to have, actually.
I mean, 30 minutes might be a little bit long-winded, but hey, we're not going to be having these matches all the time.
Oh no.
I mean, really, it was more of an experiment, really, just to see how entertaining, these kind of matches were. It's the same thing with the 4-way match at the beginning, and we thought that panned out really well. The tag match, was that just a regular tag match?
Yeah, it was.
Oh,
yeah.
You know what? That tag match was so good. I'm starting to think that there was actually some sort of stipulation on it.
No. So, like I said though, there was a lot of rope breaks missed. I thought rope breaks had been turned off, but no, there was a bit where it said press B for rope break came up. So, yeah, it was just a straight match.
What is going on?
For the runtime of this, we did have to cut 2 matches, so try not to do that in future. Oh, that was a hell of a kick out, the speed that was going.
And there's some desperation now from Ryu to try and hold on to his belt. He is 3 falls behind. And these guys are really... Oh, Jack has still got some fire in him.
Oh, the big DDT.
I'll say goodnight. That's got to be a fall for Jack there.
Oh, he moves a bit quicker.
No.
Oh, that's a broken neck.
Good.
Broken knee. Broken everything. They're just pasting each other. You can tell everybody's tired. Even the hits don't look like they're hitting as hard. Oh! That kick is just evil. I'm pretty sure he's the only guy who has that kick.
And with only less than 3 minutes left in the match, still looks like premium. Oh, Diamondback Jack's just
got
got another one.
He's not going to bother breaking that one up.
Oh, hang on.
We're on 8-6.
8-6.
He's going for another. Oh, Jack's there for this one. So we're coming to the final few minutes of Southern Slam. Any of our guys you like, you can download on Community Creations. If you just look up the tag 1240 Creations, most of them are on there under MUW as well. But 1240 Creations, everything me and Dad's have made, both of us use that tag for everything. So you will see all our characters, all our belts.
Oh, hang on. It's 8-7. It's 8-7.
I didn't even see that full come.
There is less than 2 minutes, and Joe has now that massive lead is now. Oh, reversal.
Ryu is desperately trying to get these falls back.
Oh!
That's the big kibosh there. He's going for a crucifix. Rex trying to get a sneaky pin.
Oh!
Crucifix is out. Oh no, he's kicked out of that. Now Ryu's going to try and get it. This is just pandemonium of pinfall after pinfall, trying to get that sneaky pin in to get a win.
Oh my god, it's even now. It's 8-0. It's 8-0.
8-0 with 1:20 to go.
Oh no, Super Joe.
Ryu's trying to get in there. Ryu.
Oh no, he's looking at the wrong person.
He's looking at the wrong way!
You fool!
2, 3.
Oh my god.
It's 9-8.
He's thrown it away. It was
9-8, and Sumo Joe's even come out to have a pop at Sumo.
It would have been a draw, and he would have retained by default. And oh my god,
what would we have done then? Would we have just let it go as a?
No, well they'd have to have the one-on-one match. We'd have to have the one-on-one match.
But we're on 9-8 currently.
With less than a minute.
Got a minute to win it, people.
I can't see it happening now. I mean, Sumo Joe did the smart thing by getting Rex into the ring.
He only needs 3 seconds. You get 10 more pins right now.
Ryu just, they can't get enough separation. Can't isolate anybody to get that fall.
Down in this bottom corner.
That's it. He's stuck now. Sumo Joe did the smart thing. Separated Rex from everybody else. Got the pin.
Oh, he's going for the pin on Rex though. No, Diamondback Jack not letting it happen.
God damn it, Jack.
Oh, could he get it? Ref's not paying attention. No, 1.
Oh.
What is going on with the ref? Come on. New champ, Sumo Joe. Well,
I mean, again, you'd have to consider that a little bit of a mild upset. We sure didn't predict that kind of finish,
no,
but we also didn't predict that we were going to be having like 9 or 8 falls, or And it was, like I said, it was a lot of fun.
Right, well, folks, I hope you have enjoyed. If you do, you know what to do with the bell and the thumbs up and all of that stuff. I'm not going to go through it. Like I said, all our stuff is available on Community Creations, 1240 Creations, and we'll hopefully see you again. Take it easy.